Moussaka is a popular Greek dish made of fried vegetables, ultra-aromatic ground beef, and a creamy bechamel sauce. It's one of my all-time favorite things to order when I go out for Greek food, and today we're gonna make it at home. Our quest to Moussaka madness starts at Fresh Farms International Market. This place is one of my all-time favorite grocery stores. If you're looking for a specialty ingredient from overseas, you are likely going to find it here. The aisles are divided up by region and country, which makes it super fun to peruse the store and explore new ingredients. I mean, they even have like a whole section of their deli dedicated to feta. There's like 30 different kinds of feta cheese. The produce at this spot is mad fresh, and it's super diverse. You're not gonna find the stuff at your average Americano grocery chain. Not to mention, you can cop pretty much any cut of meat here, from sweetbreads to whole rabbit, which is pretty rad. Alright, enough nerding out, let's get back to the crib and make some moussaka. So you can think of moussaka as being supported by three strong burly pillars, right? The aromatic ground beef mixture, we have the bechamel sauce, and of course our fried vegetables. Let's start with the veggies. Here I'm just leveling off an eggplant, then cutting it into rounds like so, about maybe like half an inch thick. Plop the sliced eggplants on a rack, salt them, and let them hang out for 30 minutes. While those excrete moisture, let's work on our Yukon gold potatoes. I just peeled this now, I'm gonna slice it like so. You don't want these too thick or the moussaka is gonna eat kind of weird, so try to go for slices about not too thick, not too thin. Perfect. After about 15 minutes, we're gonna pat our eggplants dry. The salting step helps remove excess moisture, which concentrates flavor and removes some of the eggplant's natural bitterness. Carefully lay in the eggplant into 350-degree neutral oil and fry for a few minutes until nice and browned. Remove them from the oil, hit them with a little bit of salt, then do the same thing to the potatoes. You're really gonna wanna make sure your veggies are nice and dry before you drop them to avoid any oil sputtering. With the veggies fried off, you can set those aside while we work on the ground beef. That there's some nice 80-20 ground beef. I just formed them into patties and I'm just gonna hard sear them like so. No need to add extra fat, just a hot pan, and I like to do this to give the beef color before we mash it up. Once brown, remove the beef, remove the extra fat, add olive oil, your garlic and onions to the pan with a little bit of salt, and we're gonna actually deglaze using the water from the vegetables. Some cinnamon, some clove, black pepper, salt, and that's fresh thyme. Add them spices to the ground beef onion garlic mixture along with some tomato paste, move that all around. Then it's in with the red wine, cook that down for a few minutes until that reduces, then it's in with the stock and tomato sauce. And don't forget the bay leaf. Bring the heat down and reduce that whole mixture for about 20 minutes or so. You'll know when it's ready when the mixture's dry and it doesn't really drip off the spoon. It's just kind of clumps like that. 2 of the 3 pillars done. Let's work on the bechamel sauce. I'm just gonna melt some butter in a saucepan like so, then add my flour once all that butter's melted. This is a basic roux. It's a thickening agent and basically the first step of a lot of different sauces. Hot roux, cold milk, no lumps. Adding milk to our roux is going to turn it into what's known as a bechamel sauce. I'm whisking the milk in increments to make sure that I have a nice smooth bechamel. Then I'm just gonna add some pepper, some nutmeg. Nutmeg's so cute and pretty, isn't it? Look at that. And of course a pinch of kosher salt for good measure. Then we're just gonna whisk that all around until it's mixed in. And we're gonna season with Parmigiano Reggiano. You can think of it as sort of like a cheesy umami salt. That's why I didn't add too much salt to begin with. Technically, adding cheese to a bechamel sauce turns it into what's called a Mornay sauce, but we're not gonna go there today. Add your Parmesan and 2 egg yolks to the bechamel, whisk it all around, and you should have a nice, beautiful, thick white sauce like that. Donate about a 1/4 cup of our finished bechamel sauce to the ground beef mixture and mix it all around. That's just gonna make sure the ground beef mixture stays together nicely. Paint some olive oil into a 9x13 inch casserole dish, then lay in your potatoes, followed by the eggplant. Then, of course, the ground beef. Last but not least, top it all off with the bechamel sauce. So we're just gonna smooth that out nice and smooth like. Finally, grate some Parmesan all over the top. It's gonna give our bechamel a beautiful Chuck E. Cheese pizza type look. See you soon. After about 30 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, 204 Celsius, you should have something like this. If there's one takeaway from this video, it's this. Wait until the whole moussaka cools down before you slice it. You can let it cool for like 20 minutes and then slice into it, but personally, I like to let this chill in the fridge overnight, pour